But there's an opportunity staring us right in the face. It's actually very hard to see
The pricing committee.
you look. And if you want to look, you would look at the pricing page of any AI startup, but particularly the big AI startups, Anthropic and OpenAI. And if you think about it, and we will go on to look at the page for Claude in just a minute, what are they telling us? They're telling us there's going to be a, dare I say the cheesy word, a Cambrian explosion in the number of products. Whether they be products directly from the model, as in Fable, 5, Sonnet, or the products built on the back of it via Lovable, Cursor, etc. This explosion needs something. It needs something that people actually don't like talking about. It needs something that people don't actually want to employ. And it needs something that people, when they do employ, don't really want to spend the right amount of money on. And that something is pretty obvious. Some may say the bleeding obvious. It's more people who understand pricing. And they don't have to be pricing people. They can be your mother's uncle, as far as I'm concerned. But they have to be someone who's at least enthusiastic with, one, keeping up to date, two, understanding how to price a product, three, understanding the value of the product to the client. Maybe that should come before two. And four, how to communicate that value and that price. And those four seemingly simple things are mostly ignored by most firms. And they're mostly ignored because it's very hard to say you need a department that doesn't exist, because conceptually it doesn't exist. And I see this on LinkedIn quite a lot. And a friend of mine, Gabriele, talked about how do you know talent when you see it? It's actually very hard, because you have to know what you're looking for. It's very much similar to when you go to the movie and you watch a movie and you think, who on earth made that movie? Not even who was it for and it wasn't for me. That's easy. Like Barbie wasn't for me, but I can probably accept it was a decent enough movie. My daughter liked it, who was 9, she's now 10. But when it is for you and you think, that's just not a good movie. Scenes don't hang together. The ending was pony. The start had no mystery. Where's the character flaw? What does he really want? What does she really want? Just the basic stuff of storytelling. Now, I'm no Martin Scorsese or John Grisham, but you know a good story when you see it, and when you see it out live. But when you see it in action, you think, who filmed that all the way through and released it? And in many ways, it's very similar to what Gabriele was talking about in terms of, if you've never seen quality, how do you know what it is? If you've never seen a truly operational pricing or monetization or strategic pricing function, how on earth do you know that you want one? How on earth do you know that you need one? And let's just take Sam Altman, for example. Now, to be fair to him, he's a much, what's the word I'd use to be not get sued? He's a much maligned character, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident, sometimes for jokes, sometimes because he brings it on himself. But when he said that he just thought that £220 would be a good price, I think a £20 price and a £200 price would be a good price point for ChatGPT a while back. Yeah. Many people laughed, some people cried, and many people just said, well, what else is he going to do? Well, he's going to bloody hire a pricing department. That's what he's going to do. I mean, it's a bleeding obvious. Now, then at least he can blame someone after they've done the research, and they can amend it. Because if they had employed someone, and they would have got it wrong on day 1, they may have got it wrong on day 2, they may have got it wrong on day 200, but it surely wouldn't be the same price as of today. And so we're going to head over to the pricing page, and we're going to see how many roles, but one core role that this should create. We're just going to head over there now. So let's just slow walk through these prices. We've got Claude Fable 5 at, forget the base, let's do like output at 50 per million token. Then you've got Mythos Then you've got 4.8 at 25, and you've got 4.7 at 25. Not quite sure why you use one of those versus the other. But then you've got 4.6 at 25. Probably answer the question again, why use one more than the other if they're all the same, but one's better quality, which again doesn't necessarily make obvious intuitive sense. If they are a latter version, i.e. 4.8, we assume is better than 4.7 on some metric and 4.7 better than 4.6, then why not charge a differential price? So we'll leave that right there. Then you've got Opus 4.5, which again seems remarkably similar to all of them. So you've got four models roughly at the same price, if not actually exactly at the same price. Then we've got Opus 4.1, which has been deprecated, which we assume means it's gone. Then you've got 4, Sonnet 5, which cheap, but not that cheap still. And that's available to August 31st. Then you've got, starting September the 1st, you've got it's gone up, what is that, 50%? It looks like 50%, it looks like 33% in the base tokens. So you've got a lot going on here. Now, you can't just tell me this isn't someone, I wouldn't just say making it up, because clearly not making it up, but there is no way there's that much research gone into the 4.8 versus the 4.5. Just on a purely a marketing kind of base, you've got to believe that 4.8 is better than 4.5, otherwise why would people care about it? And so there's a lot going on here, but most importantly, what's going on is that this doesn't stand up to the rigor of, one, a really functional pricing committee, and two, as someone who says my job depends on this being optimized. And that is really all we're talking about. Whose job depends on this page being optimized? One, you could say for clarity. Two, for actually money making. And three, I suppose, kind of part of the two is selectability stroke adoptability. And if someone's job isn't to optimize this, then what's it all about? What's the whole revenue machine about unless someone's trying to optimize the amount of money you make from producing new, very highly sought after products? That is literally the job of the CEO, trying to find a business model for his or her startup before the money runs out. That is it. You don't have to be Steve Blank to believe that. That is literally the job. Not to find a product that works, we like the product. Not to find a product that people can use, yes, people use it. It's to find a business model that supports that product in the hands of its users, which means you as a company are sustainable. So you cannot tell me that someone is responsible for this page whose job depends on it. And that's true accountability. Does your job depend on you optimizing the price? If it doesn't, then you're patching in. My old chef used to say, you're patching in. You're doing a part-time job. That is what we're talking about, a pricing function and a pricing committee whose job depends on this being optimized. And from my understanding, and I use Claude quite a lot, I'm properly rinsing it, on my £20 a month, there's no way that 4.8 isn't purported to be better than 4.7, whether or 4.6 or 4.5, but SWE bench or this or that, the Brame MMLU or whatever they call it. This is simply, hopefully, a better product. And so until someone's job relies upon this being correct and optimized, pricing built will be where it is, which is in the toilet for most AI companies. And the biggest issue here is that there are so many people that could optimize this. So many people that I've heard in the community, so many people I've seen in the community, so many people have got some great ideas. Some of them experimental, some of them a little bit half-baked. But, so they say, it's better half-baked cheesecake than no cheesecake at all. That's not really a thing, I just made that up. But the concept is, how do we convince these companies they need it? We know they need it. The market knows they need it. The stock market is telling them they need it. But really, we have to convince them. And we have to find a way of convincing them. And we have to find a way of convincing them that mean that they're actually going to willingly partake in this process of trying to price this correctly. And that starts with having a person in pricing, or another partner if you want, whose job depends on pricing being optimized and correct and legible. That's pretty much it. Is it going to come? I have to bite my lip there, as you see, about to say a swear word. I don't think it is going to come immediately. But until we find a way of phrasing it to that CEO, then we're never, ever, ever going to progress. Because this is the biggest calling sign for a person in pricing to own and turn pricing into a product. No one currently, in my mind, has this as a job where they can lose their job if it's not optimized. This is a patching in piece of work. And it shows, and hopefully they will find someone before they go to IPO. Because this, I believe, is one of the reasons holding them back from really understanding what money could be made. Yes, I know they're rinsing everybody now on purely just the cost being too high. But this could be graduated and this could be a lot better. But for SaaS companies, they have to realize that we've moved beyond the 3 pricing tiers or 4 pricing tiers. We've moved into a world where people are more comfortable with 10 or 12 or 15 offerings in roughly the same vein. We're not talking about cloud versus apps and stuff. It's very, very different from Microsoft. We're talking about these products are roughly the same. And therefore, to be able to sell them, you're going to need something that basically helps you sell the share out of them without overly indexing on just basically this is the future of intelligence. That era has passed. So that's the pod for today. The biggest opportunity for pricing people is kind of staring us in the face, and it's on a web page. But we need to translate to a work slate, not just a web page, but a work slate that involves optimizing all the way from Fable 5 all the way down to Haiku 4.5, which is still in use, I believe. Until we go there, we're going nowhere. That's the pod for today, and I'm Gary. Bye-bye.
The pricing committee, velvet rope cartel, turning every checkout into Dante's 7th hell. Can we simplify? Gets treated like a crime, cause complexity looks smart when you present it in a slide. Every metric looking healthy till the profit disappear, like magic trick performed by venture capitalists of the year. Net retention floating high like a helium parade till the AWS invoice enters with a switchblade.